What is up, y'all? Dan back at you with another video. In this video we're talking about Stasis, specifically Warlock Stasis. This season has seen a lot of changes and updates to the game, and between a few exotic changes and the new dungeon Ghost of the Deep has brought together a new take on an old build. Warlock Stasis has been around for a while, and while this build isn't exactly new, this is a new take and a different gameplay loop that allows for aggressive offensive play and defensive crowd control. This build takes my original Verity's Brow Bleakwatcher build and my Witch Queen Osteomancy build and combines them together. This means we're using the exotic helmet Verity's Brow. Verity's Brow grants you stacks of death throws, which increases both your grenade damage and grenade charge rate for every stack up to 5. Now if you're in a team environment, this will allow you to grant allies increased nade regen for free with the perk Feed the Flames. Pairing this with a reworked exotic Salvation's Grip generates stasis crystals in a pyramid pattern when holding down the fire button to charge it, or simply applying damage like normal on press. You have multiple ways to continue keeping your 4th magic perk active. Pairing this with 2 demolitionists and adrenaline junkie weapons makes things even better, and filling in any leftover time you don't have a grenade. The purpose of this build is to create constant freeze and slow around you and your allies at all times, meanwhile creating as many crystals as possible while pumping out as much damage as possible for maximum ad clear potential. This build doesn't take into account any artifact mods, so its usage will always be the same as so long as Bungie doesn't change any other weapons or exotics in the future. Going over the subclass first, we're going to look at the aspects. The first being, of course, Bleakwatcher, which holding your grenade converts your grenade into a turret that seeks out and fires projectiles that slows then freezes targets. Pairing this with the other aspect, Ice Flare Boats, which causes frozen targets that are shattered to spawn seekers that track nearby targets and freeze them. This gameplay loop causes all enemies slowed to freeze and shatter, then freeze nearby enemies and shatter, and keep that gameplay loop going constantly. The fragments used in this build are Whisper of Fissures, which increases the damage and size of the shatter from stasis crystals and frozen enemies. Whisper of Durance, which increases the time enemies are slowed. Whisper of Chains, which allows you to take decreased damage when you are near targets that are frozen or near crystals you have made. Whisper of Shards, where you can get increased grenade recharge rate for 11 seconds after you shatter a crystal. This effect restarts each time you shatter a crystal. Pairing all these things together allows for you to constantly have insane uptime on your Bleakwatchers, to the point you will always have multiple Bleakwatchers out at a single time. It's going to be targeting everything on the field, which allows you to just constantly be aggressive and offensive and just covering the entire playing field. Everything that is not frozen can then be frozen with Salvation's Grip, or just have their gunfire blocked by it. This also gives you free damage resistance simply by standing near those crystals as well. Pairing this with the new Stasis Waveframe from the dungeon is perfect. If you can get your hands on a Demolitionist Adrenaline Junkie one, you will love it. Since it is Stasis as well, it pairs so well with this build. For the armor, I focused on ways to generate orbs and ways to increase the amount of damage outgoing. For the stats, I focused on 100 resilience and 100 recovery. With these two things at max, you're going to increase the amount of damage resistance you have at all times from max resistance, and the recovery max out is going to give you less time needed to start health regeneration. Also, because of 100 recovery on a Warlock, you're going to have the maximum speed your rift can regenerate for extra resistance. On the helmet, I added a Siphon mod for stasis and hands-on for increased super energy on melee kills. On the gloves, Impact Induction, which reduces your grenade cooldown on melee kills, Firepower and Heavy-Handed, which both grant orbs of power on grenade and melee kills as well. Now that being said, with stasis, a lot of kills do not count for orbs due to the way stasis is coded. However, when you do occasionally get a kill from those sources, it will count for an orb generation, so you might as well take advantage of it. If you do not see the benefits, you can exchange it for Bolstering Detonation and Focusing Strike, which both grant a portion of your rift on melee and grenade damage. On the chest, we simply run resistance mods. The boots, we add a simple recuperation mod, which gives you a chunk of health on every orb you pick up, and the stasis surge to increase the damage of our grenade launchers. The last slot is a free slot. I chose Void Surge, but you can replace it with other things such as Insulation or another recuperation mod. Class item, I chose to go for 2 Bomber mods, which gives you a chunk of your grenade back when activating your Rift. Depending on your playstyle, you can use the last slot for Reaper, where you make an orb on your next weapon kill after activating your Rift, or Proximity Ward, where you get an overshield when finishing enemies. I never thought I would use Salvation's Grip for anything other than a meme, but I definitely believe the hype behind Salvation's Grip right now. So do yourself a favor, check out the dim link in the description and try out this build. If you have any other changes, let me know in the comments section what you think about it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully you will enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one.